Welcome everybody back to Learn Mortality Polar Night 9. Last time on Learn Mortality, we confronted the concept of what if the Weather Channel had feelings? What'll happen today?
Millie!
Out on the open, sort of rocking seas, the constant back and forth of a heave and a hoe, we follow a small chunk of ice with 3 lone survivors stuck inside of it, sort of drifting out into the midst of the sea. As they go, there's sort of just a moment where they stop in their back and forth, and the only sound that reaches them is the sloshing of waves. And in a moment, birds part their wings, and Seiko, Lucy, and Murphy, you can see the clouds clear. The blizzard stops.
I hope they're okay.
Means one or two things. Hopefully it means they put a stop to it, not the other way around.
Last few snowflakes just down on you, and for the first time since you've been here, the wind is still, the sky is dark, and the stars are out. As you drift slowly forward.
Oh.
Notice that you are at the edge of the drop-off.
Well, this looks semi-familiar. Looks like we're getting towards King's Pass. We're just passing it. Hey, Murphy, while we're drifting currently, mentioned that you found out a way around the infection?
Just kind of blinks.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
How did that work out for you?
Hurt, but
If you don't want to talk about it, it's alright.
no, I can talk about it. I just kind of don't know how to.
He kind of sits down as the thing is rocking.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing about my stand. And whenever I use it,
He smiles.
I forget what I did.
Oh,
It's a lot easier when there's something physically in front of me. So, yeah, I found a way. I just...
He shrugs.
Considering what your stand does, it's probably a measure to prevent trauma.
Or make more of it, knowing my luck.
I think... Sorry, I'm kind of just talking to fill the void, trying to get my brain moving. I'm trying to find something to do.
Keep an eye out for survivors.
Naturally, but
What was it that you were hopeful for? We're coming up to... Should be coming up to Isotiller soon. So...
I'm hoping that they were able to barricade. People in the tunnels were able to get out. It was very short notice.
People in the tunnels probably had the best chance.
In the distance, you can sort of see the outside of the base. There's a movement in the water. There's at the edges and the sides. Not as quick as before, but there are still licks of red fibrous entities coming through the cracks in the building, pushing at the foundation, keeping the roof open.
It looks like the maggots thing survived.
Well, that's actually a good sign. That means that something was done in response to this. Maybe Millie was able to talk to them and maybe they barricaded.
Or maybe they're just waterproof.
And as you get closer to this one in particular, it's like it's on fire. Not with an actual visible flame, but there's a sizzling in the water. There are bubbles coming up off of it. And the flesh seems to writhe, almost in pain.
Given the song outside, I'm hesitant to look out. Maybe we should have like a signal or something telling them that we're here.
What sort of signal? You got any bright ideas? Because I sure don't.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Really?
Well,
Why not?
To find anyone.
Because the maggots thing, as far as I can tell, it very well might drag us down to save itself.
We should probably divert where this thing is going, because we're heading straight towards that.
I don't think there's... They've only ever been antagonistic towards Millie.
They become antagonistic whenever their survival was at stake.
Maybe they're responding to Bolt trying to break free of something, or maybe they're trying to find their way back up to the surface. They shouldn't be upset with us.
Just keep on your guard, then.
You see, looking out of the water, there's bubbles rising from bits, and they're writhing around. Like, it's in pain.
It's like, oh, they're in distress. Those aren't flakes of anger, they're screaming.
That's what I said. I didn't say they're angry, I said they're desperate. Two different things.
They could just lash out at us if they're desperate. They might not be able to tell that we're friendly.
Exactly, Murphy. Guys, I've gotten cold, haven't I?
No, you've gotten realistic. It's a good change. Too much hope can suffocate someone.
Well, hope is the first and last thing anybody ever needs.
Oh, huh?
You fucking say so.
I'm just about run out of hope.
Keep your eye out. We're almost there.
As you pass this way, you kind of bump through some ice floes, sort of in the wreckage of Isotiller.
Oh, wait, there's something over there. I see a hand.
Want me to stop?
Here, the siblings all to the right.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming too.
Yes, that's it. Just carefully. Don't want to run aground. You kind of redirect it. You clunk into the ice. The ice drifts around, and eventually you just stop there.
I can't see that through the ice. It might be Val. Hang on. Encore. Yeah. He's gonna reach his clawed hand out and dig into the ice, and he's gonna spin the ice.
He's going to spin the ice?
He's going to spin the ice around.
You spin it around, and you see that there is a basically heap of scrap that is, for lack of a better word, parts of it are exploding out, wrapping around this chunk of ice.
Could I assume that there's like a dangling hand or something out?
Yeah, that works.
Lucy's gonna reach out and try and grab the hand.
Okay, can you give me a bronze roll? It's freezing cold, and you sort of pull on it, pulling it out. The bread that's all over it is sort of grabbing onto it. You pull and snap the vines off, and it, with just a groan, just pulls forward.
Oh. Give me a hand, Encore. Oh, it's, oh. Well, thought that was Val's arm, but surprised this thing is still as intact as it is.
Maybe we could find some use for it. Don't know.
He kind of winces at that.
Notice that the detached vines are crawling towards your sort of, float.
Man, I wish we had bolts right now.
Water drains out of the side.
Say, we never fixed her up.
I know, I was just thinking maybe that the Magus may have built a body inside him. Looks like the vines are coming for this. We should probably... I don't want to do that.
Part of me wants to go see if there's anybody else out there. Part of me really wants the plane.
Okay. Realism time. If they're down there stuck in a hole, yeah? What are you gonna do? Honestly.
Right now, we need to ensure our own survival. We have neither the time nor the resources to worry about anyone else.
One factor of the wild things is that they have an innate ability to sense beings around. It's initially what I was doing before you showed up that day we had that small tussle when Millie was freaking out the first time. That's how I knew they were down there. Or something was down there.
Murphy just tilts his hat down.
Hope's gonna get you killed, you know.
Well, you're right. But that's the matter right now. If we can find people, that's a better chance of survival, right, Murph?
He holds his hand up, he doesn't say anything, and there's just a and he pushes himself up. Oh. He's tied a rope around himself and put the hook on your belt. And he doesn't catch your eye, but he just goes,
Don't make me pull you back up. Be quick.
Aw, you do care. Let me try something. Num is going to come over to Lucy. And Num is going to put her hands around his ears. Lucy is going to have the two dogs assimilate onto him, Venom style. The rope's going to get a little taut, Murphy. Let's go. He tugs on it as he starts crawling his way out to the iceberg here.
Yeah.
and Murph's gonna act as a lifeline for you.
And what Lucy is going to do is that he is also going to shut his eyes, going to like a sensory deprivation state. And he's just going to let the movement and feel of the wild things at this sort of like a hole in a direction. See if there's any life around its area that it can reach.
Can you give me 2d6 plus brains instead of 1? For the wild things ability. So as you step out onto this ice floe, for starters, it's a little bit unstable. Keeping your balance is difficult, but once you get the hang of that, they extend their senses downwards, and you feel as a, wriggling past Num's hand, a tendril of the flesh from the wild thing goes up your arm, up your neck, into your ear canal. And it's a little bit of a tickly sensation at first, but, you connect with it intrinsically, and there's a lot of life down there. A lot. In fact, no less than last time you checked. Despite everything that's happened, despite the waves, despite everything, nothing has died.
There appears to be just as much life down there as there was last time. That's a good thing. Because last time I checked down there, we were also looking for Val and your sister and all that, all the people who went missing. Which means that if it's at least close as what I'm getting, they might all still be down there, barricaded. Bean and tunnel crew.
Alright. Fair enough, maybe they are.
He's gonna make his way carefully off the iceberg and he's gonna jump back in through the porthole.
Okay.
I think the best choice for us is to see if we can get the rescue plane floating over here, and then trying to see if there's a way that we can get him back up.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Orpheus gonna unhook from you.
It's actually quite comforting knowing that this decision I made so long ago still meant something. He looks at the wild things, he pets them.
One of them smiles up. The other pushes its head in as if it's like, hey, what the hell? Pet me. They fight over it for a second, eventually just forcing you to have both hands out.
Alright. Okay, so I think, unless there's any objections, I think as soon as we get a craft, that we should find a way to make our way downwards through the ocean. The current doesn't seem as strong as the initial tidal wave, so... Heave-ho?
Heave-ho.
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 Yeah, whatever.
Gives a push. And you set off again. Away from Isotiller.
Before there's one thing I want to think.
Yeah.
While we start to shift, she'll take a hairpin out of her hair and chuck it into the water behind her. Goodbye, Millie. I love you. I'll come back for you someday, somehow. Try to rebuild you. Till then. Farewell. And she'll go back to helping the others push.
Drifts off on the surface of the water, eventually turns over and softly floats down, landing on the rug next to the broken, waterlogged sleeping bags, the now destroyed notes, the rubble that is filling in the roof. Floating and drifting documents, books, shards of glass. And you drift off from Isotiller towards the airfield. A lot of time has passed, and you've been able to fortify this wall. Through Oblivious's abilities, drawing in as many of the butterflies as she possibly can, and through your Hamon, you've managed to spend almost a full day just constructing a better dome. And you can vaguely see outside, the water moving around, bits and pieces of debris floating and drifting about. But ultimately the current is slow and the sky above is dark.
Positive note, I don't have to be channeling Hamon to keep the water pressure from crushing us anymore.
That is a good start. So, from what I can tell from Elisar and Bliss, the storm should be clearing up, I think. Probably.
Good for the surface team.
Very. Not so good for us, really. Well, not bad for us, but something. Larry, she seems to be very, she's distracted. She's deep in thought about something.
Poke, poke.
You know what?
I was gonna reach up and tap on the chassis again. Ding dong.
Want to have a little bit of a conversation, Doc?
Yeah. Have fun.
Armin's going to go over and is going to stop Oblivious. Gonna be like, nope.
What?
Just going to motion back towards itself. She's like, no, you too.
Surely you don't think that I can go in there, do you?
Does Larry still have
Pale blue dot? I can turn the water into sound. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to instead be like shake its head a little bit, then motion towards pale blue dot.
I mean, we brought Millie in one time before, so why couldn't we bring you?
Fair enough. I'm not physical here, though. If you shove my computer in, sure. Or that. You can take Pale Dalton. Should probably be able to talk to you that way. I don't know. I've never exactly tried to converse across dimensional spaces. I guess I can consider it a little bit of a mathematical problem. Actually, that's kind of fun. Alright, take Pale Dalton there.
Alistair nod.
Ah, there you go. The second it sounds fun and like a game you're on board, right?
Don't profile me like that.
I can and will. Right.
And Sully's gonna walk forward and step in. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Great, I'm smiling. I was gonna say, make sure you scream at us if things get too dangerous, or something starts trying to chip away at the dome.
I will.
I'm gonna go in.
And Goose just goes, yeah, he wants to stay with you, so you're company. Oh, he does? Oh, that's wonderful. I've never had a stand friend before. Hello, little guy. Squeak. Oh, you're absolutely precious. And you guys step in.
Hi, Doc. How's it going?
Not that good, unfortunately. Glad you've all taken the time to join me in here so that we can discuss how to take things to the next step.
You mean you don't plan to just be stuck under the water forever? Color me surprised.
Not quite. Although it's provided a unique perspective on the ocean that few ever get to really witness.
It is really cool, I gotta say. What you did with the whole dome thing. But
Join me around the table for a moment, if you will. I'm gonna have in the center of this big sort of table, kind of like a war room. He's gonna have like a holographic map of the continent of the labs.
Pale Blue Dot's going to come over here and is going to ram itself into one of the levers, and you're going to hear a massive belt of steam explode out. And then you're not going to hear it. There we go. I hope that doesn't break anything.
Nothing that can't be patched up at a later point.
Ooh, this is weird. Ooh, this is very, that's strange. Okay, no, maybe
Oblivious, please contain yourself, if you will. I can give you a short explanation of what's going on here.
Yes, mathematically speaking, please, that would be nice. I don't know what's going on. Where am I?
Provided we are in a realm that does not quite exist. This is a mental workspace that I have all included you in. This is most comparable to a shared hallucination. Nothing in here is technically real, but rather exists at a singular point in space and time.
that's a load of mumbo jumbo. What are you trying to say?
We have all collectively collapsed into a single point and are now sharing consciousnesses. Don't worry about it. It is perfectly safe, I assure you.
Sweet. I'm not worried about the safety. I'm also worried about the space. The space. Where do I go? You know what? All of them say it at the same time. Crown clinks down, pulls the lever back. Sound only. I can handle sound. We're just gonna handle sound.
After all that is required is that you are listening attentively.
That.
I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as any plans go. Right. So, we have some people we should try to rescue.
Yeah, a few options. Right.
Starting, I'd say priority number one is making sure that the Flex team, which was Val, Eric, Tricky, and Dean.
Yeah, they were out in the middle of the flats when the wave hit.
Somewhere right around here at the time of impact.
Oh yeah, assuming they survived it all, they're probably...
I believe that they have a good chance of surviving. Given their team composition, the odds, it's a non-zero chance, right? If they did make it, they are for sure worse off than we are.
Yeah.
So while we continue making sure that we can sustain our own survival out here in the Ice Core Labs, we also need to start making preparations towards perhaps a rescue party of sorts.
You know, if we want to do something with your circle in the square or whatever, we could, like, I don't know, submarine type deal till we find them. Just like look for shadows up above. Just like skim along the bottom. Would that work?
Yeah. I think the best would be to convert you, LSR, into basically the submarine and try to make suits for anyone who's riding on board.
Precisely.
But we can't leave Oblivious completely unguarded.
Hello. Sorry for being a problem.
That's not the issue. You're very capable, Oblivious, but at some point something's gonna try to crack the dome.
Ancilla,
Yeah.
question.
What?
If we leave the range of your stand, do the portals that it creates still exist? Are those still usable?
Yes, because I can go way out of range with them.
Perfect. We should leave something here, one of your circles, so that if there is an emergency, we can get back here lickety-split.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so, okay, little thing. Yeah, can I demonstrate on your floor? Is that fine?
I'm not exactly sure how that would work in a space that's condensed into a singular point.
That is a good point. Maybe I'll just vocally explain it. That sounds terrifying. Basically, one circle, I can make a small hole. 2 circles, someone could fit through it. 3 circles, your guts go spilling out.
Right.
So, I've got a maximum of 9 I can put down. I could leave 2 of them here.
Leaving 2 in the ice core lab so that we can have a quick method of returning. If Oblivious is under attack, of course, we will have to have communications constantly between here and wherever we may be.
I think that'll be a little harder than you're thinking.
I believe we can copy the schematic of that wartime radio that you have on you. Make another one. And in fact, if we are going to be venturing out into this ocean with that same phenomenon, which was causing
the schematic's not what I'm worried about, LSR. It's the power source. These things don't have a high battery life. And we don't have a source of power to put in them anyway.
Yeah, considering that one you've got there is already basically dead.
I beg to differ. We have a tremendous energy source at our fingertips here. I have learned the ability to use spin. Perpetual
You're
motion.
gonna turn your fucking gyroscope into a generator, aren't you?
I mean, technically you could
that,
do
or
it.
I could power a motor within the communicators.
If you're looking for something simpler,
Wouldn't be
I
that hard.
can... Okay, so remember how I was just like, if you're in danger, scream, right? That works both ways. I can communicate back and forth through sound waves. So if you scream and I keep, I don't know, something behind that makes a lot of noise, we could talk back and forth. Kind of like how I talked to the mountain team, because they set up a satellite for me.
Alright.
I just need something on both sides.
I think I understand. So, active communication between us, the excursion team, and back at the Ice Core Lab shouldn't be an issue. What I wanted to consider right now is that once we're actually out there, if we are in insulated, airtight diving suits, essentially, we will want to still be able to communicate between each other. Coordination is key. And right now, with our limited resources and time, communication is going to be our best boon. So, I return to you again, Corporal. If we are able to copy the schematics of that radio, we could perhaps incorporate them somehow into the diving suits. We wouldn't be exposed to any sort of outside noise. That includes this phenomenon that we've been witnessing.
Yes, that's the most dangerous part right now, I think.
Right.
These are shortwave radios meant to not be hacked or interfered with, so...
Correct.
And if they can go in between just you four, that's a lot easier than trying to contact something above. It doesn't need to be as powerful. A little bit of spin and a little bit of sound manipulation could be all we need.
Right. And with your help, Oblivious, we should be able to freely make any changes we want to the schematics of these diving suits. They are probably comparatively simplistic.
Yes, I just have to ask the first question.
Yes?
You have the schematics, right?
we have everyone here who had priorly worked on said blueprints. I also have a pretty good memory. And while we were in absolute zero, I was copying them down into my notes.
Okay. Yes, I can make a ton of modifications. The thing is, I'm going to need material. Lots of material.
That was my next question. What material exactly do we need to get for you?
Heavy metals, preferably.
Heavy metals. Right. And would butterflies function in lieu of heavy metal?
They would. They definitely would. Anything that you do not actually have materials for, I can substitute with butterflies. The problem being, I'll be shaving away the inside of the dome. The more butterflies I take off, the weaker the dome gets. Eventually, I'm not going to have any I can take off safely. But, should have enough to at least make
if
one.
I had to make a guess, Oblivious is not the only thing that can manipulate the butterflies.
Fair point.
Probably not.
You probably
So
would be
having
very...
a suit entirely made has the risk of it getting stripped off by a thought.
I didn't think about that. That is actually a very good point.
Well, they're controlled by currents, correct?
Yes, currents, air movements,
Air currents, water
sound
currents,
waves is how I do it.
sound waves.
It would be
Right.
best to at least have the outer shell being metal as opposed to being butterflies.
The other thing you can also do is you can use current to solidify them. Larry, you figured this out. You should be fine. Your suit won't fall apart if you practice your command into it. Even if something tries to break it apart, you can easily beat it. You just have to give them a stronger impulse and they'll listen.
Interesting. I just figured since they were made of ice, that's all I was doing was, shaping their ice that they were made of.
It may suit us better to start looking for tangible materials first.
Oh, is there anything in the ice cores we can grab?
Close by, yeah, there should be. Or if you actually want to take apart the interior of my core room, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff there that can be used.
Well, we're going to have to make some modifications anyway to get in and out.
Maybe we can try to use something other than the interior of the one safe place we've got. I mean, the waves haven't washed or crushed all of the ice core labs yet, so we can salvage the rest of that for a lot of materials.
Maybe we could just keep pushing ourselves out a little bit by little bit, make more, bubbles with the butterflies, and, clear a little bit of water, make a little progress. Like digging a tunnel, kinda?
I like that idea. Take it step by step. Make sure that we have someplace safe that we can return to every step of the way.
Oh, I could even install an airlock if we want to have a danger zone. Oh, we can make a hole under it. Okay, no, hold on. He pulls out a piece of paper. Oh, I'm getting to work on this. This is gonna be cool.
We can worry about building our underwater utopia at a later date.
Oh, come
Right
on,
now-
mate. I've always
Right now,
wanted
we
to
have
have a...
people out there we need to rescue.
He's like a kid making a fucking pillow fort.
I think, aside from materials such as heavy metals to get work on those diving suits, I think one of our first steps we should be taking is making sure that we have enough oxygen to continue breathing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
I believe I have a plan that I can take care of that for all of you. Once we actually get those suits made, I will also be able to provide oxygen, using spin, of course. I'll just have to get to the surface somehow.
Oh, I could also make a breathing hole. Again, if we use one of my O's. I have a limit on that and all that, but...
I think it would be a suitable use for one of the 9. Make sure that there's always breathable oxygen back at the ice labs.
breathing
I
tunnel.
think that'd be 2
portal to
circles,
get
actually.
back. Yeah, no, you're right. It would be 2, and then one down here, one up there.
Ew.
I'll
Oh,
be
it's still a
4
good
out of the
use.
way. I'll need to save 2 in reserve, and I'd have 3 left for myself. That how math works.
Does that sound
Do
suitable
some
to you?
damage, at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's workable. I at least have some way to defend myself. I think that works. Oh, we gotta live first.
ALSR.
Hello.
Can you give me a durability roll?
Sure thing.
You all feel a rumbling. Just a shake through the circle in the scar.
Going to immediately go back to the console.
What the hell was that?
Right, this version doesn't save time, does it?
No, and unfortunately, while I'm talking to all of you, I let my guard down. Something might be trying to breach.
might have a little bit of a problem. As you're looking around, getting back on the monitor, LSR, you will see nothing immediately, but Oblivious is going to say, there's a lot more sound here than there was a few seconds ago. A lot
Yes,
more
and
sound.
we all felt something. And vibrations completely reverberating through the whole of the circle in the square.
Something shook the entire bubble.
Gentlemen, we may need to cut our meeting short.
Yep.
Oblivious,
Yes?
I need you to make me a promise.
What promise?
Take these blueprints for these suits.
Uh.
If the bubble is compromised, we need to use the butterflies to build these suits in an emergency situation.
Got it. Understood.
This is our last resort.
I need to check something with you two then. In the case of an emergency, normally I'm not allowed to prioritize myself first. Should I prioritize my own safety?
If there is a chance for you to keep yourself safe, take it.
Understood.
Corporal has him on. Ancillor needs not breathing, does not need oxygen. And I'll be able to keep Goose safe. If the bubble is breached, do what you can to protect yourself as well. All hope may not be lost.
You've made one of her flaws from a -3 to a -2 for the time being.
Cool.
Just by giving her permission.
Straight up, at what would be the weakest point of the dome.
So you're looking up and you see just, you don't see anything. But then you hear something. Just a single, like a water drop hitting something. A single drop of water falls from the ceiling and impacts the throne.
Water.
Water.
Alright, yep. Immediately going to tap Oblivious on the shoulder, motion up towards the top of the dome where the water came from.
Alright. She's going to reverberate some sound and some of the butterflies are going to fold over. Yeah, okay, that was a structural weakness. Good spotting.
Also putting an arm up to, again, test the, test any pressure that may be being applied to the dome at this moment. See if there's any changes in it whatsoever.
Doesn't feel like there's any changes, no.
Alright, just gonna then continue looking around.
You see something. On the very edge of your vision. It's kind of dark, out there, but you vaguely see a light.
Alright, Tali, you're seeing something out there that may or may not be hostile to us. Can I start charging spin?
Also, what'd you spot?
And it's just kind of floating there. It's not moving at all.
That looks familiar. I think that attacked Lucifer.
It attacked Lucifer. How did it attack him?
It was luring him out into the flat. It was luring him out away from the South Pole when it didn't was coming down from the sky to greet them, and then I shook them out of whatever trance they were in, and it started raining on us. I don't know. There was a lot going on at that time. It's also when Ancillor got abducted.
Right.
Maybe I was wrong about the devil doing the mind control via the south. Maybe that's what does it. Via sound.
From what I can tell, the ocean's a lot louder now.
Alright, you're going to see Elisar raise the arm with the gyroscope into the air. And it's going to start using a little bit of spin, and you're going to start feeling the air currents inside the dome pick up a little bit. This should hopefully make it that if there is an attempt breach in the dome, maybe the butterflies will be able to act a little bit faster.
You guys want me to try to send whatever that is packing?
That's the thing. I don't know if we should be. Okay, what if it's not here to hurt us? What if it's something that survived the wave? Is that possible?
Head shake.
Not impossible. But I'd put it more likely that it's something that follows mad as hell than
Yeah, we've seen this orb in relation to Manasel before.
All the time.
I've seen that shape around Manasel, that's why I assumed it's not exactly good. Considering it tried to I assume it tried to freeze me and Lucifer to death. Well, not exactly happy to see it again.
Looking at this orb, and looking at specifically the ice dome closest to the orb, is there any sort of detectable shifts in the structure of the dome, in the ice crystals? Is it influencing the butterflies at all?
Maybe brains roll. No, it's not. There's no change. Which is strange. You feel like you're onto something, but no, it's not doing anything.
Alright then, Elisar's gonna remain on the defensive.
Well, yes, this is your quote-unquote kingdom.
Yes, that is true. Well, if someone's coming to have a meeting with the king, they should introduce themselves, right? Whoever you are.
Fucking arm goes, like, around and in front of Oblivious. The gyroscope starts spinning threateningly.
There's a squeak, and then Oblivious holds up a known. We come in peace.
Larry's gonna walk over here. Larry's gonna pocket a friend.
Yeah. Goose is basically acting as your personal fucking bodyguard at this point. She looks like she's ready to punch something. Ansler has a marker drawn. And then Oblivious is just gonna go, maybe you can't hear me? Hold on. And you're gonna notice her form flicker just a little. I'm gonna try and see if I can't. I couldn't manipulate the sound in the water before, but maybe if I do now.
Arm on shoulder fucking spins her around so she's facing Elisar directly.
Hello? Hi.
Solid head shake.
I just want to talk to it. Is that a bad thing?
In case you forgot, Oblivious, if this is what's making the water make the noise that says, go kill Oblivious, I don't think it's gonna want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, kid, I hate to break it to you, but chances of something out there being friendly are about, I'll just say about naught.
Yeah, that wasn't so much of a, this is your call, it's more of a, do I have permission to open fire?
Oh. She looks back up at it. Fire away.
Oh, here's the real question about what I just rolled. Is Larry smart enough to know what I mentioned last episode?
Roll me a brains roll. Plus, I'll give you a bonus for military experience, because that's something you would know. I would say that he's vaguely aware of something about explosions and water. He doesn't know it right now, but after the first detonation, he'll figure it out.
Oh boy. Yeah, and then the first one's going here, isn't it?
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start to throw out lights. These targeting reticles all over. Everyone kind of tensely holding and waiting for the explosion to come in.
Seeing the reticles appear, Elisar's going to go up to the dome itself.
Yeah.
And get ready to brace.
The water sort of ripples, and you're able to get a better view at the darkness behind this bright light. As sort of outlined in red, you start to see something shimmering in the darkness out. And it sees you.
Yep. What? Did I explain to the audience, in case the editing for last episode doesn't include the revelation after
Yes, of
after the
course.
game? So I did some research on how explosions work in water, and due to the non-compressive nature of water, shockwaves from explosions travel much better in water as opposed to air, about 4 times. This isn't the size of the explosion. Instead of a roughly 7, it's 28 is the distance away from it that'll get affected.
So this detonation is going to be absolutely fucking massive. If you
And there's 4 of
launch
them.
explosions in the water, I'm just going to give you a flat +5.
Oh boy.
Oh my god! Escalation!
Oh no.
Oh!
Oh, yes.
No, Mikey, this is bad for me. This is really bad for me.
Yes. Might want to spend some of those field points there, buddy.
Oh! The explosion rocks into Act 4 as the light is sort of revealed around the area, and you're gonna watch as just boom, 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 the whole bubble shakes from this impact. The orb cracks down the center, and Act 4 dives back into the fish's maw, or at least tries to,
Oh no.
before its body cracks as well, as it takes 20 damage.
Yeah, you've had a long time with that, mad as hell. And considering I've seen you control butterflies with it, well, it's gotta be doing that still.
The explosion continues to rock this area. And you're gonna notice as the water ripples, currents move up around, and you will see you're very, very correct. As the entire fish starts to turn into a cloud of butterflies, morphing up around Act 4 and around its hand. And you will see as it extends outwards, longer, heavier, and it starts to hit you. What probably rocked this earlier wasn't the butterflies. As a long backswing begins. Oh, fuck. It comes in and swings.
Elisar is going to prepare to meet it on the other side with the gyroscope.
All right.
Listen, guys, all we have to do is just create a stronger current than what a 4th act stand can manage.
I can't. Here's the thing: if you're doing stuff with spin, I can't do stuff with mine.
What he's going to try to do is trying to direct the actual, like, internal currents of the dome of the butterflies, and it's going to start trying to form ice around the hammer as it impacts and trying to get it stuck in the dome.
Awesome. You're gonna get Oblivious going, all right, purple points there. Gonna hype man you. She's gonna use her blueprints to try and analyze it a little bit better, so get an extra d6 on that.
Yay, thank you. The roll is going to look something like this.
That's still insane!
16.
Yeah, Act 4 comes in, swings the massive hammer, and there's just this poof on the outside. The entire thing rocks with the force, and it pulls it back out. And you'll notice, as the butterflies fill back in the gaps, absolutely no fucking damage was done. Let's get some initiative.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to pull back a little bit, and he's going to do like a little fucking finger come at me motion. It's going to remain on the defensive for now.
All right.
Generate 2 more spin. Elisar is going to remain on the defensive for now.
Well, first things first. Act 3 does its thing in this range.
Mikey, if there's a way that you can place your bombs to create a choke point, so Act 4 is forced to make an attack right where we're guarding.
You mean
I think that'd be
something like
ideal.
this?
Just block off its retreat.
Essentially.
There's no way. The only way back is in, and it's just far enough away to not full on hit the thing.
God, you fucking.
I really.
Oh, I love it.
He can either focus in and get even closer to basically be right up against the thing and fight point blank, or he can run like mad.
So I want to describe this for you, Larry, because this is what you're going to see as you do that. Act 4 looks left, looks right, holds up its hand, just sort of crushes it in the air, and you're going to see from the blast that he had done earlier on it, 5 butterflies go off of the hammer and onto its face, covering back up the armor, and it looks forward towards you. Does not look like it's gonna flee.
Oh, come on, Bliss. You're a marine biologist. You should have known how fucking depth charges work.
Larry, you feel something wet on your back.
Answer, don't do it again. Not again.
You turn around.
Answer, no.
You don't see any look of recognition in his eyes.
Outright mind control.
Yeah, he's coming at you with the marker.
Sorry, Estelor. Act 3's out. Act 3's just gonna cut I try the little guy in half.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Act 3 sword slices on down, cuts through X's. X's is going to take 2 after he spends a field point to negate 10.
Right, mind control. Goose, can you do something about that?
Yeah, I'll be on it as quick as I possibly can.
I don't smile like I forgot I had a pin on me.
You can choose to not use it. Just take it off, man.
I'm going to make sure that the last mistakes of this moron are drowned with you all.
Act 4 comes forward with the hammer. Yeah, he ain't stopping.
Okay, so this time I'm going to be spending a spin.
This time there is a rocketing crack that runs through the dome. Just a few spurts of water start to erupt in. Act 4 pulls back and holds up its hand, and 3 runes glow around it. Oh, you would. That water flies down onto the ground. The Roman numeral 10 appears in its hand and glows. Goose is going to find herself completely surrounded in a bubble of water.
Oh, shit.
Just keep defending. I think we've got this.
To slice it out of the way with the carrot, it is cut in half, and then it just reforms up as Madicel Act 4 clutches its hand and squeezes, and you will hear a horrible sizzling sound as well as a scream. It's going to take 8.
Where did Act 4 throw those runes again? On its hand?
They're on its hand, yeah.
Make the water
Mother's
happen,
gonna go
Goose.
underneath it and push the bubble up into the air, and then she's gonna point at Unknown. Unknown's going to jump here, and try and jump into the air to plant her through the bubble.
Good idea. That's what I was going to suggest.
Unknown slams its carrot down and just is repelled off of the bubble. You're gonna hear Oblivious go, okay, just went from bad to worse. Alyssa, if you could plug those holes. I'm gonna pass a hype man to Alisar, and she's going to try start filling in some blueprints.
Great, okay.
Your turn.
2 more spin. Bring me up at 5. I'll just use this to give some health.
So, essentially, it looks like it's about to be bad, and then the butterflies and Oblivious all coalesce back together, and you fill the cracks back in, sort of sealing them up and holding. And looking at Act 4, it doesn't seem very pleased about that.
Yeah, just gonna turn his attention back to Act 4 and just be like, alright.
So, something I'm gonna also tell
again.
you about this. That was a roll against Act 4.
That's it. That's what it's doing. Larry seems to be on the right track in saying that the orb can control butterflies in a similar way to Oblivious, just that the orb is doing it through water currents. Or is it Act 4 doing it through water currents? Wait a minute, that might be an Act 4 thing.
Okay, the monologue that the control of the butterflies is through the water currents. Probably, maybe. Question mark?
It's more of the defense. The question mark is which one of them is controlling it through water currents.
You're
Well, they're connected.
partially correct. In a, I'll say 30%? You are 100% correct in what you said, but 30% correct overall, so I'll drop it by 1 on the orb.
Look, I've got a lot of things to worry about right now.
Fair enough.
I have so many levers to pull.
Doesn't matter, they're one and the same to me. Just another problem on a long list of problems.
I didn't actually place as many bombs as there was, but let's just assume they're up and down. Not worry about it.
Escalation?
Oh boy.
Not for you.
Boy.
For Act 4.
Oh man.
You are going to watch as Act 4 shakes his head, looks straight forward, looks back at you, is going to take 10 damage as the ice begins to crack, and its hands unclench. And it drops the hammer. It then shakes its head again, looks down, and grabs the hammer. That is what you see.
Can we try to stun him somehow?
That's how you're controlling minds. You're the thing that's creating the music. You control minds through sound, don't you, you stupid little orb?
Yeah, it does.
Here we go. And I'm gonna go help Goose.
I just like...
And you're gonna see Act 3 put its hand on the thing, and he's gonna Haman, pop the bubble.
Oh, fuck yeah. First, it doesn't seem like you're gonna get it, and then there was a... and the bubble fucking explodes. And Goose falls down just like, that was cold. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, we really should. That seemed like a lot more like it was hitting you like acid than water.
It felt like it.
You know, Act 3 looks south and looks at the destroyed ice core labs. You know, I bet there was a fucking, what are those things called again? Matter? No. Composite? What was it called? Oh, who cares?
Ancellor, you wouldn't happen to be, fucking losing it again, would you, bud? Ancellor, cold neck crack. Great. Ancellor looks like he's about to run at Larry, holds up the marker, stops, and bolts for the wall.
Son of a bitch.
And he's gonna draw 2 circles on the wall.
If he gets 3 circles, it's over.
That's his turn. 3 more runes to appear. You see floating around in his hand the Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4, and the Roman numeral 1.
You keep rolling ones. Do that thing where you do
that thing where bliss sucks.
Ones constantly.
Okay, the Roman numeral 4 is going to manifest in his hand, and you're going to notice a strong current rips up in the hand, and he's going to launch himself through the water upwards up here, pull the hammer back around, do a backswing, and come in to slam on the side of the wall here.
Oh, I'm gonna have to help guard. Instead, lower the gyroscope to the ground to where this plant is. I'm gonna have spin travel through the plant. I'm gonna have it grow outwards through the cracks that Act 4 creates, and is going to try to spear it.
Ooh, fuck yeah!
I'm gonna try to hold it
Oh,
there.
you're gonna try and hold it. Okay. Act 4 tries to pull the hammer back, and it can't. It's wrapped up in tree roots. Goose is just gonna be like, oh, son of a bitch, come on, man, weren't you just talking about how cool it would be if there was a fucking, like, I don't know, airlock? Ancellor, you can breathe out there, buddy, right? Ancellor's still going to draw the last circle. I fucking hope. She's gonna throw Unknown like a football.
Just gonna push him through.
I'm gonna plant him.
You are getting put in the timeout corner.
As Unknown is flying through the air, Ancellor has a hand up against the wall. His eyes go wide. He turns, and he swipes the marker at Unknown midair. There's a clash. The marker goes barreling down into the ground.
We'll find out later.
Ancellor looks back.
You have no idea what you've done.
Oh, shut it and save it for later.
You're going to be dead one way or another.
Alright, I'm going to be using my movement to place myself in a better defensive position.
You notice it trying to pull the hammer out.
Going to continue guarding.
I'm gonna fucking heal Goose, patting the back of, Mother. Come on, see if you can, keep him still. I'm then going to use a resolve, because I have to use a resolve to use 2 actions to do this. And, hey, Tali, can this have its fucking,
Hype man? Yeah, I can.
Oh boy.
Okay, so 5 total.
I mean, seriously. I don't know if that's you talking, Ancellor, or him, but if it is him, ain't no failure here but you. Scientist, instead of learning from his mistakes, try to wipe the slate clean. Abject failure.
You should pack up your things and go home.
Alright. Ancellor looks down at Unknown.
Yeah.
He's gonna grab Unknown.
No, he's going to drink him like a Capri Sun.
His hands are going to extend. He's going to exsanguinate Unknown.
Unknown doesn't have blood.
About that. He doesn't have blood, he's got something else. You'll find out in a second if this works. It might be carrot juice. So you notice Unknown scream and start to be sucked.
Fucking crumples up like a fucking juice box.
Yeah, that's his turn. Act 4 is stuck. The hammer is going to start unfolding. And it's going to turn into a flock of butterflies once more. For starters, it'll turn back into fish form.
Hi, fish.
And fish will cover Act 4 completely up and close its mouth.
Oh, so now you want to guard. Okay.
Be fair, that's probably the best option considering it's surrounded by depth charges.
No. I'm not saying that's the wrong choice.
Is going to come over here and going to unsummon Unknown. That's enough of that. Get your fucking act together. And she's going to hold up her hand. Mother's going to come over. She's going to summon a pin, and she's going to slap it onto Ancillor. Ancillor looks down at the pin, looks back up at Goose, and just shakes his head.
Fuck. Oh, I did it again, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Give me a moment. Oh, still trying to... that fucking hurts.
He's gonna take...
Goose, if you're able to summon more bullshit, put some fucking ear fucking plugs in him.
Larry, I think that Madisel is trying to, turtle down also. Hit him hard. Take another hype, man.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like it'll help against numerous depth charges. At some point, the submarine just pops. You using the hype, man?
God!
What? Act 3. He goes hard.
So it's gonna take 15
What?
from the explosion.
Gonna spend some to take less.
As the explosion rocks it, essentially the back of the fish is torn open. Its mouth opens a little bit, and you can see Act 4 in there, looking a lot worse for wear, holding onto a trident. It is not going to spend to negate right now.
Interesting. Those runes, just like Bliss and all your previous acts, you're controlling an element. In this case, it's pretty obviously it's fucking water. I'm honestly surprised it took you this long to get here.
Agitated bubbles. You're correct.
666 finally revealed.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm with you. I shake the rest of that off. Excuse me. Pardon me. No. I'm with Larry on that regards. If you want to destroy everything, mate, sorry, it ain't your choice. Alright? You can be all upset or whatever, but some type of giant fucking temper tantrum? Really? You made artificial life!
He points at Oblivious.
Doesn't that mean something?
And then he's gonna hold his hand up, and the marker is going to zoom back up into it as his action.
Have you completely forgotten what we were working so hard for?
And Act 4, the fish closes its mouth. Turns and swims away.
I lower my arm.
I don't have any sonar and any ideas if he's actually left.
Judging by what you're getting from the disruptions in your spin, it's almost like you can see golden trails of the path it's taking. It's definitely going away. It's going north, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna point north.
That's why I said we need to have to make sure that someone's here at all times to fucking deal with him.
Kind of readjusting her crown. That was... Oh. Is that what you do on a daily basis?
You sure I can't send him some more sounding charges? No!
My head's still ringing.
Yeah, you fucking lost it there for a second, bud.
Daily basis? No. Also, I forgot about the compaction of water. Sorry about that. You reinforced the thing, right, LSR? About a shrug. Yeah, okay, I'll get to work on that. And Larry's just gonna use Haman to like reinforce and double check that there's no cracks, weak points caused by the explosion.
Yeah, with you and LSR, the walls look different, but you can't exactly say that there are weak points in it. You guys defended pretty handily. If you had to guess, you can hold out here for a bit longer. Seems like Act 4 gave up.
Act 4 knows we're gonna stop breathing soon.
Can't do anything about the lack of light to solve that. I technically have plants between me and Goose. We could probably grow them, but Without sun, no real point.
Wait, sun. You've got sunflower seeds, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's
So
shitty food, but technically, if you can Haman grow those, it's food.
Yeah, but Haman grow doesn't solve the, oxygen issue.
Yeah, and we can get a breathing hole up above the water. We just bunker out here for as long as we need to.
Yeah. And I still have this fish dinner that I was handed like 48 hours ago and still haven't eaten, so it's a little cold.
I know how we can get a breathing hole. Alistar's gonna go over here, he's gonna pick up this bucket.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And he's going to, he's gonna pick it up, he's gonna point it over at Ancillor. It's just gonna kind of like do that little motion where he just kind of like, fucking, like puts it, like forces it into his arms basically. It's like, and then he's just gonna point at it. And then he's just gonna be like, he's gonna motion. He's gonna kind of like use like his arm for like example. He's just gonna kind of like hold it out in front of Ancillor. And he's gonna make the motion of like taking the gyroscope and like flipping it upside down.
You want to use an air bubble to send this to the surface?
Alistar nod.
If you use your spin, you could stabilize it, I bet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He takes his marker, he draws a circle on the bottom of the bucket on the inside, and then he'll hand it back to you.
Well, one good thing with what I was trying to do.
He rubs one off the wall.
You can stay, buddy. There you go. Alright.
You know, I think about what Actor is talking about. I think I finally figured out what he was talking about. This is the ice core labs, yeah? They would have stuff to determine the chemical composition of the ice cores themselves. It's like a thing you do, right?
Yeah.
To figure out, like...
Uh-huh.
So if we can get one of those machines in here and powered, we could figure out what the fuck's going on with the water?
That's not a bad idea, actually. Probably.
Provided the water hasn't already ruined them.
Yeah, if we're lucky like that. Or we could put it back together.
Well, if anyone could do it, it's probably you. Would you rather have Val try?
No, I would not rather have Val try. I just want some fucking tools.
Hold on, the storage room's right over there, right? Maybe we'll be lucky and find some that haven't washed away.
Yeah, I was meaning to mention that water did not feel like water. To be honest, felt like I was taking an acid bath. Awful.
Well, considering Ancillor was out in it and, well, he didn't mention on it, I'm betting it's more to do with gestures to the red parts of himself. That more than just it being acidic.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because I didn't feel anything. I don't think that's a vampire thing. Right, let's see if we can get that analyzer. Real quick.
We're gonna have to edit the bubble, alright? Oblivious, Elisar, you wanna help?
We're making tunnels, underground water tunnels. Alright.
Hopefully without accidentally flooding anything.
That's the hope.
I'd rather not stick my hand in and find out that I burn.
Ansley's gonna put both of his hands up here.
Alright, if we can make a tunnel going this way, I shall get us back into the laboratory where all the machines were. Or it's just gotta go through one wall and a little bit of water. Think we can do that?
Alistar was going to nod and then place the bucket inside of his main chassis.
What I can do is I can start by making a smaller bubble in there, and then we need an area to pour off the water.
A really dumb idea.
What's that?
No, well, if you slowly move ants using the butterflies, move Ancillor through the wall, he could make his stupid airlock, and we could have him, drain the water out through his circles.
Ominously, they appear around Oblivious. She smiles up at Ancillor. Ancillor sweats.
You want to surround me in butterflies and slowly push me through the wall.
I said it was a stupid idea.
Alistar comes over and hands him the bucket, then pats him on the shoulder.
Yeah, you wanted to be a hero. Seems like a good way to do it. Come on, I won't hurt you. It's fine.
I'm not worried about you hurting me. I'm
You
worried
trust
about
her,
them
right?
hurting me. Yes, I trust her.
And not harmful, Lancelot. They're just little
I've
friends.
had one stab into my chest. I'd argue about them not being harmful.
Look. And they're gonna land on Lancelot's hair.
Still don't like it.
It'll only be for a moment.
Ansler's gonna make a bravery roll. He's gonna sit down, he's gonna hold the bucket close to him. Fine, but I'm gonna keep my eyes closed.
As the butterflies are gonna slowly fold on one side, unfold on the other, and push him through the wall.
Just don't go crazy out there.
I wasn't wrong that would work.
Oh yeah, of course it would work. And I'm gonna have Oblivious start creating a bubble out there.
To get him in.
So essentially, Ansler is just gonna hold the bucket up to his mouth, and you're gonna hear from this hole over here.
Okay, I'm in the wall. Now what?
Hold on, I'm gonna go walk over to the.
Update, I am in your walls.
I'm working on covering the walls real quick. You're going to feel a little bit rumbly. There's not a lot of butterflies left. I'm running out of space. That's fine. Is it okay if I use all the ice cores?
It's fine. Okay, living more important than research. Living important.
Okay, using all the ice cores.
Hey, fucking bunch of butterflies come over this way.
Hold on, before you do the top, Oblivious, I've got an idea, though. Ansler might not like what I'm about to suggest.
What the fuck are you gonna do to me?
I was gonna have Oblivious freeze a bunch of the butterflies around the bucket so it would float up to the top, then unfreeze them so that it would be open to the air.
I can do that.
So we would have our air hole.
Anselo, hold your hands out. I'll just uncover the butterflies around your hands. You don't have to get in there. And then just, when I give you the signal, let go of the bucket, okay?
I'm not gonna be able to hear you anymore.
That's okay. We'll just guide you, and then I'll make a roof, and then you can, do the thing. Right?
Oh.
Come on, buddy, the faster we do this, the faster you get out of this situation.
He's gonna keep getting pushed through the wall.
Can I, last part real quick to say I put one spin into the bucket,
Uh-huh.
so that when Ancillor lets go of it, it's going to be spinning upwards counterclockwise to keep it from flipping over until it reaches the surface.
Yeah, you can help that with the butterflies. That'll let it float up. And he holds his hand out. His hands are revealed out of the wall, holding onto the bucket. His face is still submerged in the wall. And he waits for a moment. He lets the bucket go. It drifts up and up and up. Out of sight. As the butterflies begin to fill over the roof, encasing this area, and Hensler's going to reach down. He's going to place his hands on the ground in his little airlock, and he's going to draw a circle on the ground, and you're going to hear him again, and he's just going to go,
Okay, here it comes. You ready to catch some water?
Right, I'm gonna have to deal with this, aren't I?
Your turn. Are you ready or not?
Act 1's gonna quickly just... Yep, fuck, hold on, that's the wrong item.
just so long as it does not get on my mainframe, I think we'll be good. You guys have got this,
Take a
right?
few steps back.
I trust you.
Yeah,
with
Act 1's
all
got
that.
this. Yeah.
So draws the circle. The butterflies move away. The circle is now in the floor.
A bunch of water starts pouring into the room.
Act 1's going to Haman push it into this ice where it'll immediately appear outside. on the other
Oh,
side
I
of the
see.
ice.
You're gonna push it through the ice. Gotcha.
Using his own his ability plus him on, and it's instead of reinforcing anything, it's just going back out.
I'll also assist with some spin to make sure that the flow of water into the bubble stays consistent,
Okay. Awesome.
making it a little bit easier to manage.
But I just think your plan is clever enough that I'm gonna let it work. So you do that. You shove the water to the side, and it's back out into the ocean, and slowly but surely the room starts to drain until there's just like maybe a centimeter thick of water on the ground, and Slur kind of just like,
Okay, I can stand up. I said, the room. Okay, it worked.
Okay, Oblivious, now reinforce that with the wall between here and there.
Yep, I will do that. And then this wall just starts to butterflies come off of it to all the weak spots, and Ansel will return around, and you will see as a pathway sort of appears here.
Alright. Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Doing.
As he just like hands to either side walks back.
I was not scared for a moment.
Good, because we're gonna have to do both of the. We're gonna have to do that again to make an airlock. Whenever we get around to doing that.
I'll volunteer carrots.
Hmm?
You're the one that's gonna have to draw it into your stand. That'll work.
Fuck.
Anyway, Oblivious, you think it's gotten to the surface yet?
Give it a moment. There's quite a lot of water up there. But,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
I'll go to guy.
Erases the hole.
Okay. I'll just go to connect that one to the one on the surface. I should probably do that before it's out of range. He snaps his fingers. Got it. That was almost bad.
There is a maximum range you can connect them. Okay.
Yeah, it's 60 feet. Anyway.
Well, let's see what we can do about cleaning up that room then, shall we?
Give it a second.
See if the,
Oh, should be all the way up there. Okay, so what we're looking for is over here.
mechanical analyzer.
Yeah, that ain't doing too hot.
Yeah. Chemical analyzer, or whatever it's called. I don't fucking remember.
Well, at the very least, we've got the right things to determine if there's any, like, generic, things that have been dissolved into the water. If we can just get a little sample of it, I can check for, like, hard metals or, like, living
Pretty sure there's still
algae and
a puddle or two in there.
You're right. You got a cup?
Pat.
I guess this time I'll have to come to save the day. She's gonna pull out a flower pot.
Right. Yeah, sure, that'll work.
He picks up the water, takes it over, and he's going to start filling up some of the unbroken test tubes.
Now, okay, so the thing is, I'm not going to be able to test for a lot of stuff, but what I can test for is pretty useful information. All things considered, it should at least tell us, you know, if there's like biolife here, what the pH level is, we can at least test that. Actually, wait a minute. pH strips were completely submersed in it. Oh. Okay, well, I've already got that experiment done.
And he's gonna grab one and he's gonna hold it up.
Pretty sure there's a time limit on the pH strips.
Yeah, about that. Oh, okay.
Then again, there could be one that doesn't.
Well, if they didn't expire, it's got a pH of 6. So,
Acidic, but not that
not
acidic.
crazy acidic.
Uh-huh.
Got stuff you'd want to be swimming in, but not, you know, literally burn on contact.
Yeah, that doesn't really explain that whole thing.
No, it doesn't. In that case, I'm gonna...
He's
That
gonna...
implies that we are now more basic.
Hold on.
So he drops it into something, and he spins it around a little bit, and you see him activate a sort of like what seems to be a stir rod that didn't get completely destroyed by the water.
Give us a second, because I think... Okay. Yeah.
He's gonna pick it up and he's gonna grab it and he's gonna walk over.
Okay. So this
He holds up the beaker.
is the water, right?
Sure.
I just tried to test for the presence of, some basic things. You want to know what's not in this water? That should be?
Nope.
This is fresh water.
Okay, I was right.
So,
And he points at you and he points at Goose.
I explains the burning. Because you two are made of coral, right?
Right, and coral lives in salt water.
So it's literally burning you.
Well, I guess the good doctor's fucking dead.
But, means that Lucy and Psycho, theoretically Murphy, should be fine. We can find a way to tell
Let's
them.
go swimming in this thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That means I can drink it.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it. Just drink the ocean.
Yeah, guys, drink the ocean. I mean, is this the last thing? One of the last things I want to tell them? Looked at the radio, almost out of battery.
I think if there's anything you tell them, the fact that the water is safe, at least maybe a little bit, is a good thing to say.
Well, that means we definitely need to speed up trying to getting the away team, considering they're all like me and Goose.
Yeah.
They're not going to be
Yeah, I
looking
should
too
probably call them. Alright. This is the Kingdom of Atlantis. Corporal Allen's looking for Satan. Come in, Satan.
Holy shit! Poseidon would like a word with you.
Larry, congratulations. You have triggered a flaw I've had since the beginning of this game. You don't hear anything.
Lucifer, I'm making a joke. Come in.
There you go.
Earlier, Oblivious has said that we need to start gathering materials for those suits. And I wanted to get that started right away.
Yeah.
And I have an idea for
Okay.
it. In our encounter with Act 4, that the roots of these, of all this vegetation extend somewhat outside of the bubble.
Yes, it does.
And I earlier used spin to cause them to grow outwards, the limbs of these plants at least.
Mhm.
So I have a really goofy ass idea. I'm gonna come over here and like a farming implement, I'm gonna use my claw to start like raking a patch of farmland basically in this little corner over here. This is gonna be my patch where I grow the titanium. You'll see what I'm getting at in a second here.
What do you mean?
I'm going to immediately take the spin that I generated from that fight, and I'm going to start transferring it into all of the plants around the exterior of the dome, at least the ones that have roots sticking out into the water. When you said the tidal wave crushed this base, it basically exploded everything, and now there's little bits of debris floating all over the goddamn place, and it's just been scattered all over, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to have to do, what I'm going to have the plants do, I'm going to have the roots use the spin to grow outwards in a particular pattern. Now, have you ever seen those time-lapse videos of creeper vines growing?
Growing into all the little cracks.
Right, the way that they grow outwards is that they grow unevenly slightly, so that the limbs that grow outwards will have a gradual curve to them, and once they come in contact with an object, they'll begin wrapping around it.
Oh, those vines. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, what's going to happen is the roots are going to grow out in a similar fashion, and if they meet pieces of debris, they're going to start wrapping around them, and because they're submerged and they're anchored to the dome, they're going to start wrapping it around and pulling it back towards the dome. What I want to happen is I want them to gradually pull the bits of debris through the ground very slowly so that they begin emerging in the farm that I built.
Oh my god. So that is technically enough to start working on one.
Awesome.
Arise, scrap metal. Arise, debris.
It really does grow on trees.
And yeah, we crackle on in over to the other team who is drifting towards the airstrip.
I'm glad we did that, because you understand how stupid that visual is of the illusion that debris and scrap metal is literally growing out of the earth.
This is my soil where I grow the titanium. And yeah, you hear your radio crackle to life, and you hear Larry's voice on the other side.
There you go. Yes, Larry?
Well, we got some of the ice labs back in. Well, we got to the lab and we found we've done a little testing on the water. Turns out it's a little bit acidic, but should be safe for the three of you to drink. But don't let anything revived by Millie touch it. Works like an acid to that.
It's acidic?
Yeah, pH is 6. Anyway, where are you guys?
We're currently at the airfield. We're trying to see if we could get the rescue plane up and above the water, and then go back to Isotilla and see if we can find anybody. According to Follow Me Down, we've detected that there's at least a whole bunch of life down there, not any less than usual. So if they did heed my suggestion, maybe they're held up down there somewhere.
Let's hope, because otherwise, well, they're all burning to death. Like they're being acid washed.
Oh, that explains the maggots.
Fucking Elisar's gonna come over to the Larry. He's gonna fucking, like, tap him kind of rudely, so that he's forcing him to turn around and, like, face him. He's gonna point off to the north, and he's gonna do a little motion with his claw, like a little mouth opening and closing. He's gonna go...
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're trying to tell me, Elisar. Anyway.
Baseball.
So, if we aren't able to grab the people from Isotilla, we'll probably try and make our way back down to you.
Oh, right. That's what you're probably trying to tell me. Yeah, we had a run-in with Act 4.
Oh, he's all the way down there.
He tried to crack our, dome. Didn't work. We sent him packing with quite a few new cracks in him.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. So Oblivious is okay?
Oblivious is fine. We're gonna see if we can get the, you're a scientist. What's the thing when you analyze what a thing's made of? Chemically and shit?
Analysis? Composite?
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, we're gonna try to get one of those machines that they had in the ice core labs to, do that to the ice cores and get that up and running. See if we can analyze the water for you guys. But, if you don't hear from us about that, it's because the battery's dead. It's almost dead down here anyway. So,
if you can't find your way up by yourselves, know that we plan on making our ways down there.
One last thing. If you see a bucket bobbing on the surface and there's a circle in it, do not turn it over, please. That is our air hole.
I'm not gonna question. Oh, Ansel.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys want to say hi?
Hello.
Hello, Oblivious.
I didn't get all the way back over to you, but I couldn't because the snow wasn't... The sound is... It's gone, so I can't really get over to you very easily. Listen, Elisar stopped the storm. So...
Oh, wonderful.
They're still on Mount Evans, though. I'm trying to contact you for a little bit now. Sorry about not doing it sooner, but, mad as hell. So, yeah.
I completely understand. You currently have it a lot worse than we do. Ironically.
Debatable. We can breathe. There's food, theoretically. Elisar's growing titanium.
What?
I don't know why you're surprised.
Oh, it's actually really fascinating. Something to do with the spin and the illusions. My illusions are working like actual plants do. It's really cool.
Anyway, Ancelor,
silence.
Goose, you guys want to talk to him?
Yeah, no. I don't know. What's the plan, you guys?
The current plan is that we're going to try and get the aircraft above water. Seeing that it is meant for rescue operations, it should have some sort of flotation device that can keep it afloat. Then, hopefully through some manner of it still working, if we can get the fuel. Fuel's probably waterlogged.
Hey, can I use this real quick? I don't know how much power's left. I just wanna... Sis, are you there?
Oh, Seiko, your sister is here. Extends the walkie.
Sis?
Hey. It's good to hear your voice again.
You're okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad.
Oh, okay is a relative term, but surviving.
Alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you got shelter. Are you with the others?
No, I'm on the other side of the planet, yes.
Right. Like Lucy said, we're heading for the rescue plane. We're going to try to get it operational, or at least to an extent. Either we'll get that bitch flying, or we'll turn it into a boat.
Good luck.
Thank you. You too, stay safe, okay?
Not really much we can do but stay safe right now. So yeah.
Just don't do anything stupid, okay?
Hey, if the ocean doesn't crush us, we'll be here for another week or so. We've got time.
Alright. I love you.
Me too.
Alright, I'm gonna give the radio back to Lucy now.
Yeah, this isn't really very important right now, but... Well, it's important, but it's... Battery!
Yeah.
It's more important than you might think sometimes.
Well...
Anyway, keep...
I'm glad you understand.
Hopefully we don't run into Act 4 on the way back. We're gonna try and see if we can pick up some people from Isotilla. Hopefully everybody's okay down there.
If you need me for whatever reason, you know the drill.
Question. Why is Elisar growing titanium?
Oh! We're trying to make the submersible suits.
Look over to Millie's body. I see. That might be incredibly helpful, yes. Okay, we're gonna go now. Turn the radio off for right now for a little while, just to save a little bit more battery. We might have one more conversation left in these things.
Yeah. Try not to accidentally butt dial.
Turn it on in about like 30 to 40 minutes. We'll give you an update.
Yep, alright. And you just hear the line go dead.
Alright. How the hell are we gonna get this thing up here?
Good question. As he continued to float forward.
If the plane's at the bottom, we gotta get inside. We gotta pressurize the hull somehow, which would give it enough buoyancy to float to the top.
I was really hoping that
hard
it would
part.
be up at the surface already, but...
Well, given that this is a rescue aircraft, correct, Murphy?
Yeah.
There should be chemical compounds actually inside of the... It should have some sort of inner tube at the bottom. That's at least what I've seen with typical planes.
Yeah.
If we can get those two to react with each other through some combustion engine or... Water? Water's a good starter of
I thought you were about to say autopilot. I was gonna fucking kick you. Okay. No, like...
Oh, you can never be replaced, Murphy.
Tell that to the airlines. Anyway, so...
Can never be replaced with my heart, goddammit.
No, if we get in there, if some brave soul is able to swim on in, open up the chamber, which let's hope it's depressurized right now, that would actually help us to get in. There's a pulley you can pull. It'll activate the floats around the bottom of the ship. I'll come floating up to the surface. Problem is, actually getting to that thing underwater is gonna be a bitch.
Lucy, you're not doing it. Not with what's been going on.
Well, I got my sister here to plug my ears this time.
Greetings.
Can't bring follow me down. Sorry guys, I don't want you bubbling away.
The dogs look
I
understanding.
got that warning out, woo.
Yeah.
And obviously, Murphy, you can't because, well...
Why can't I? Wait, I mean, why are you suggesting... Actually, hold on. I'm not a brave soul. What the fuck are you on about?
Oh, Murphy, you're the bravest of us, aren't you?
God.
Given the pressure down there,
He rubs his temples.
the plane's hull is not gonna be very willing to move. I think me and my siblings are probably the best bet.
Murphy
I can
stands
break
up.
things.
He slaps a hand on your shoulder.
Both of us.
Buddy system.
I know the plane, Lucifer. Don't argue. I can show you where it is.
I wasn't. When I said I trusted you yesterday, I don't have an option anymore.
Good.
I don't go back on my word.
Right.
I mean, I was gonna volunteer to go, but if you two are so gung-ho about it, I guess,
Here, he hands you the radio. In case your sister Larry comes back, you also probably aren't the easiest to see up here. In case something goes awry.
Murphy is going to plug his nose, plug his
Wait,
ears.
before you two go, take a cat with you.
These things can breathe. Underwater.
Their stands, they should be alright.
That's not how stands work. God, and I just got mine. You'd think you'd know more than me.
Tell you what, Seiko, just have the cats come down with us, and after a little bit, just desummon them so you don't asphyxiate yourself.
Alright.
That works for me.
And just no ceremony. Gonna dive.
Seiko, you see Lucy, he knows that the water is going to be freezing as fuck, but if he comes back with freezing clothing, he's going to be absolutely in permafrost. So he's going to take off his lab coat, he's going to take off his sweater, he's going to leave his necklace on. Yeah, you see that his body is completely covered in scars and bullet wounds.
Oh my word, Lucy.
What?
What's with all that?
Oh, there've been a few fights. Don't worry about it. Here, keep these warm for me.
Alright then.
Murphy splashes his head back up.
You coming?
Sorry, some of us can't deal with wet clothes.
He seems to take some sort of weird satisfaction in that. He's gonna go back down. So you get down underneath the water, and as you're down there, you will find the pressure is quite immense. The water is freezing. Lucy, you're gonna need to make a bronze roll.
Yep.
Okay, it's incredibly cold. You'll take a point of frostbite as you dive, and you're gonna end up diving 20, 40, 60 feet down.
Ooh. With Numb latched on to Lucy and Encore also pulling Lucy along, we got 3 sets of legs kicking to swim faster.
You end up swimming past Murphy. He's like, normal swim, looks over at you, normal swim, double take. And you reach the bottom first, before Murph.
Lucy's going to look up towards Murphy and is going to point towards the inside.
Yeah, he's going to give you the okay sign, and he's going to point over at the window, and he's going to motion to himself.
Okay, son.
Okay. He's going
to move to the side.
Here. And as you come down, you will notice that the door is, in fact, shut.
Encore is going to take his fist. He's going to make it unstoppable.
On the side, you basically launch the door off of its hinges, and it floats in. Whole thing's drowned in water. And Murphy comes down here, and you're going to see he pulls out a knife, and he starts, basically he's going to shove it into the side of a little hatch next to the window, and he's going to start unscrewing parts of it and pulling it off. Basically, removing the part that would flip up due to air differences so that the airbags can actually come out.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go in, you will see the entire plane, just everything floating as you had come in here. Notably, one thing that you'll notice on the entrance, Lucifer, the room that Elisar was in, that hot tub room, does not exist. It is not there.
I knew it. I knew it. I've had that in the back of my head since like session 6.
Yeah, so you come in and it's just a normal plane, which is weird.
While Murphy is doing the pilot area, Lucy is going to start making his way down until he finds a suitable area in the middle of the aisles. And Encore once again is going to punch down and rip open so that Lucy has access to the baggaging hole.
All right.
He's going to go down. He's going to start looking for where the flotation device itself is stored.
Yeah, awesome. You're going to rip it open and you're going to start doing that. And as you're doing that, Murphy's going to just kind of swim his way back inside. Seiko.
Yeah.
He's sitting there, just kind of next to Lucy's clothes, the 2 dogs, Millie's body.
Murphy's stand, honestly, is sitting there like a fucking...
Like an Iron Maiden. It looks like an Iron Maiden, basically. Every now and then, its head tilts to the side, it clenches its fist, it changes its pose. You've seen people posing for photographs before. It's like it's doing that, but in a very creepy, macabre way.
I look at it and I just kind of mime taking pictures of it.
Just the eye slides over to look at you.
I give it a smile.
It pauses for a moment. It continues posing quicker.
Hell yeah.
And then you feel something. You feel a snowflake hit your cheek.
I look up.
It's not snowing.
I look back at Millie.
Empty eyes, laying there, cold. No movement.
Huh. Seiko kind of looks around, and if she doesn't see anything, then she'll just shrug and go back to playing with Murphy's stand.
You feel the cold spot on your cheek get colder.
I definitely should touch that spot with her hand.
You reach your hand up, and you touch something sharp.
Huh?
Yeah, something sharp is on your cheek.
What's up here?
Would I recognize this as matching one of Lucy's sister's butterflies?
Why are you at half health?
I believe you would.
I'm going to gently, get it off my face, maybe, have this rest on my finger.
It folds its wings and kind of just like the little triangular legs come out and it walks up to the tip of your finger, flutters once. One of its wings is shattered.
Hey there. You're hurt. Are you looking for Lucy? As far as I know, Lucy's okay.
You feel something cold on your other cheek.
I reach up for that one, expecting the same thing at this point.
Yep.
And that'll do the same action.
Now you've got one on both fingers. The one on the right finger is fine. The one on the left finger looks hurt.
I look over at the suit. Can I ask y'all for a favor? I don't suppose you could help me fix this. Looking down at the suit.
You feel a cold spot on the top of your head. And another cold spot on the side of your left earlobe.
There are a lot of you.
And you hear one of the wild things let out a bark. And it paws at your shoulder.
I look back at the wild thing.
And it points up.
I look up.
And you look up.
These are good butterflies, right, guys?
And you see
This is your problem.
Yeah.
a cloud up above you. Almost a storm of crystal moving. And Seiko, you start to hear something. Sounds like singing.
Am I able to react and press down on my earmuffs?
Yes, you are. Press down on them. Singing dims.
Do I recognize? Does it sound like the same song I heard before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And furthermore, from the sky, you start to see something glowing bright. Almost like a small sun, maybe a moon, maybe a star. Way up above.
Oh, Fuck.
I did what work I could.
Put me on the radio. I'm going to unopposed monologue it quick.
So, what are we doing, Seiko? I'm going to give you one action before we're going into it.
I'm going to do exactly that. Seiko's gonna go for a dive.
You're gonna go for a dive? Alright. Okay.
I can't stay here. I gotta check on those two. I have my earmuffs from check my hearing.
You're gonna dive into the water. I'm gonna need you to make a bronze roll immediately. And you immediately feel a bite around your leg.
I look down at my leg.
The wild thing is grabbed on. More importantly, it looks different. Looks a lot more like a normal wild thing. And it is bit around your leg. And you're gonna take 3.
Rolling Girl's gonna do what she does best and beat the fuck out of a motherfucker.
Okay, sure, roll down. Okay, you punch it and a reverberation runs up and down it. Seiko, can you roll me bravery, please?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, despite having your hands over your ears, you start to hear the singing again. You're gonna take 8 psychic damage.
8?
8!
Fuck! Okay, so it seems that this new version of you, I guess, with these butterflies, I guess, a lot makes your body have a resonance to it that whenever you're hit, it's kind of like a gong where it just reverberates throughout your body and into whatever you're holding on to.
You're incorrect, but you're also correct. I don't know how to rule this. Here, how about this? You're incorrect, but I'll tell you something. That's not a new form.
You're correct about the abilities of these butterflies.
Yeah, so in that case, all I'm saying is something's going on, you're on the right track, I'm not lowering the Bizarre Field. That was not correct enough.
Alright.
Tali, what did you do to my little guys?
Don't worry about it. Mark is coming in, and he's going to point out to you the spot in the cabin where he's just like, hand over mouth, points at something. You're able to gain access. Essentially, I'm going to treat this like a Murphy hype man, despite him not being a hype man. He's going to be helping you.
Is going to go over towards a compartment and try and find a manual release flotation device.
Mm-hmm. You find the release.
Murphy, I'm not sorry. Encore is going to grab you and pull you in close to a really tight hug. Because, oh boy, are we about to be sent flying.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what, Murphy? Even worse, it's a group hug. Lucy's going to reach and is going to yank the lever.
Okay. The flotation device is going to start expanding outwards, and you're going to start rocketing up out of the water. And with a splash, you're going to surface. As it surfaces, it is going to push the entire, this backwards with a wave. And that is going to be a 3d6 force, which I'm going to allow to probably knock Seiko free. Let's find out. Oh my god, it rolled max. Okay, no, it still holds on. And Seiko, you and this wild thing and the other wild thing tumble across, and oh goodness, so does the flower in Millie's body. Oh goodness.
Oh, Murphy, we did it.
Ah,
Seiko, you okay?
fucking,
Help!
what the hell?
Okay, he's gonna... Encore gives him the spin ball. He charges it and he's gonna step out and he's gonna put his hand on the side of the entryway here and he's gonna look out.
It's almost like it had started snowing again, but the way the light refracts off of them, that's not right.
What's this? Gnome's gonna quickly come by and close his ears as he's staring up to the light.
Amy,
Yeah.
a bunch of the butterflies are going to come down from the sky and start landing all over you.
I mean, the best I can do is try to have Rolling Girl try to knock them off.
You start knocking them away. One's still gonna get onto you. It's right onto your cheek. And it folds its wings.
Shit.
Lower your max health by 1.
Oh, fuck.
You feel a cold spot on your left cheek.
A Rolling Girl, instead of clock it, she's gonna try to pry open the dog's jaws to free my leg.
Okay, that's also power. Okay, just barely you're gonna be able to pry its jaw open and off, the blood still dripping down from it. It takes 1 as the ice around its mouth cracks.
I look back at the flower and at Millie.
It is right on the edge.
I'm going to roll over, grab the flowers I'm going, and fucking dive.
You're going to grab the flower and dive?
Yes.
Give me a brains roll. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you this. That flower's made out of melee stuff. This water destroys melee stuff. Are you sure?
Oh, I'm double fucked. I'm just gonna guard the flower, just kind of like get ready to fucking move if this thing charges at me again.
Murphy looks over at you.
Oh, fuck. Psycho!
Murphy!
Trust me.
Alright.
Sentiment starts to click. The Iron Maiden opens. You see a cage filled with spikes.
Alright, in the casket.
I look over at Murphy with a look of, are you serious?
He's very serious.
Alright. My next moment to act then will be spent jumping into the Iron Maiden.
Encore is going to get up and get on top, and he's gonna start pulling everybody up on top, so we're not all stuck in a doorway. Oh, those. Can't see through the light.
Butterflies, what does it fucking look like? There's still more of them.
Right. That's the motherfucker from Mount Evans. He's gonna charge a spin, he's gonna lob it, not thinking twice.
At the orb?
At the orb.
Okay. As it goes up, and there is a shattering sound as you hit the orb, and hairline cracks run all through it. Your spin wheel comes back down to you.
That has to be the same thing, that stupid fucking fish. It's hiding in its own light. Fucking predator.
Oh, another one of these situations. You are correct, but not.
I'll take information. That'll be fair, I'll take information.
You are correct, but that is not what you were witnessing.
I'm gonna be on the defense if that thing's gonna try and lure you over like it did me.
Just don't listen to it, right? How could it be?
Upper slowly reaches his hands around Murphy's ears.
Don't. If you're gonna make yourself useful.
He holds up the knife, hands it to Encore, and then just nods towards his ears.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright, this isn't my first time. And he's just gonna nick both ears off. He's gonna hand them to Murphy to put in his pocket.
Okay.
He's gonna hand back the knife.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on, what did you just do?
Murphy, he's just like,
You fucking idiot! Eardrum! Stab the eardrum!
Oh, sorry.
fire starts to lick out of his ears.
You lit the fuse, he's gonna blow.
Bright yellow light.
What the hell is Sidman?
Amy,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a wild thing leaping at you as it skids along the ice, comes up, and slices its claw towards your chest where you're holding the flower.
They're after the flower. Okay. As runs for me, runs past Rolling Girl. I'd like to have Seiko try to roll her body to the side while Rolling Girl kind of pushes the thing in air to try to throw it off course and have it fall into the water.
Escalation.
Oh, fuck me.
No, escalation
That'd be a
again?
You're shitting me.
I am not.
That's a 6.
Oh!
Are you serious?
No, that's really bad. Okay. Hey, Amy.
Yeah.
Would you like to take 21 damage or critical injury?
I'll take the crit.
Okay. It jumps on, it bites down hard, and it bites your arm off. Spits it out. Rolling Girl is able to get on, and you roll to the side. One arm left, still clutching the flower to your chest. I'm gonna drop your spin, because that was your spin arm.
Yep.
It was bound to happen eventually, but goddamn!
Murphy! Lucy!
All I can imagine is that through the porthole, we just see like a spray of blood on the side.
Yeah. And a swarm starts coming down towards. Essentially, what's going to happen on the front is as you're there lying, bleeding horribly, a bunch of the birds are going to move. And it's interesting. The butterflies are waiting. They're looking around. And Seiko, you realize... No, it wasn't the flower. This is what they were after. As a form starts to appear, building itself up out of the birds, trying to protect you.
Oh, get them, Hexaflick!
Can I struggle to my feet? I am going to continue to trust Mercury, and I'm running for that Iron Maiden.
Okay, run for the Iron Maiden, and it is going to shut around you.
I brace myself for spikes.
It's gonna hurt.
I'd like to have Rolling Girl grab this piece of shit and chuck it in the water.
Ah, yeah, give me a power roll.
Heckin' yeet.
You launch it into the water, and you notice it hits the water with a splash and a sizzle. It'll take 7 as its body starts to melt, and it claws at the water maniacally, desperately.
Rolling Girl, in a weird moment of sentience, flips it off.
The other wild thing leaps towards it and tries to jump into the water to grab it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, save him.
That's not bad! Okay, it bites into it for a moment. It starts dragging it back through the water. Oh my god. And then Amy. Murphy's gonna smile, and he can't hear any response to this, but he's gonna look over.
You know, it's kind of funny. I actually just kind of realized what I'm doing here. Falls along with something I think you science dudes would like.
And he smiles and looks back at you as his eye goes cloudy. More fire licks up around his face.
What do you say, Lucy? You a fan of Schrodinger's cat?
My wait.
And there's going to be a shing as part of his body is going to start erupting ablaze. He's going to spend a plus point. Hey, Amy, heal 6. You feel those spikes starting to pierce into you. They're warm. They're really, really warm. It's a nice, soothing warmth. A soothing warmth you've definitely felt before.
Ain't no way.
We put the cat in the box.
Ain't no way that's Haman, right? Wait. Wait, it makes sense.
Lucy and co are going to start moving this way, running alongside the plane wing. So, I thought that's the snowflakes. They looked familiar. I'm going to lose my mind again. Let's kill this thing quickly, eh?
Kill it? Right.
Who knows? Maybe it's got more of us siblings in there. And he's just going to be lobbing his spin ball using the curvature of the wing to hit beneath it.
Hit beneath what?
The giant floating orb in the sky.
All right. Up to it. There is another crack. And you will notice that the top half of the orb just full-on shatters off.
That weird headache I got, the visions in my head, my sister. It's a lure. You're just a fucking lure. That's all that thing has ever been, is a lure. I don't know how, but it casted a vision of my sister into me to make me feel concerned about her.
That last lock breaks on mad as hell Act 4. You look up, the shattered shards of the orb are falling down yet again. You can see light sort of dancing around up there. And this ringing sound starts to thrum through your body. It's enough that you feel like you have to sort of just hold on to your center to not listen to it. And as it reverberates, this sound, all of the crystals on your chest also start to ring and unfold. And looking up, you can see something dragging itself out of the orb. And oddly enough, it doesn't look very monstrous. In fact, it looks kind of nice.
Pretty cute.
I'll kill you. Tali.
As it's pulling itself up, that thrum again sends through the entire ocean. And you can feel it, Seiko, Murphy, Lucy, reverberating in your very souls. All the screams, all the cries, all the doubts, all the pain, the suffering, agony of everything underneath Isotiller all at once. You can feel it. All the voices. So while this entity, comprised of crystal, can share images that are not real, it can also feel all those feelings that are, projecting the feelings into those that can hear its voice, projecting the desires of everything that's currently in turmoil underneath Isotiller, underneath the ocean, all of the writhing agony, transmitted into those that can hear its sound. The sound, or the voice, of dead ocean.
Tali! Oh my god! This has been the motherfucker all this time!
And something dawns on you too, Lucy. This entity up here, it's... Before you had an image of your sister projected into your mind. But this time, that's not an image. That's what it looks like. And logically speaking, you might think it's trying to fool you again. But Gnome places a hand on your shoulder and points up, and you see, as it holds its finger out, one of the butterflies just simply landing gently on it, looks down calmly. No. It's like the devil. This thing is separate from all of it. There's no one up there. So it took what it had, and it tried to form what it thought that person would be like. It tried to form itself an identity.
That's how I am screaming.
Butterflies are going to start landing all over Echelon. All of them. And they're going to start reverberating again with this sound. And it's going to try and take over his mind again. The body starts to float up into the sky, butterflies swarming around it, and a ringing breaks out as the platform starts to take itself apart, threatening to drop everything into the water. And a few of these guys are coming over to you, Lucy. One of which is going to dive right at you, try and knock you off the plane.
Wow, Lucy's preoccupied. However, there is one large boy ready to swat this thing out of the air.
Yeah, you spike it all the way down. You see it shatter 60 feet down.
Can't you see we're having a moment here?
Rolling Girl can see. Rolling Girl has an arm like a cannon. I'm going to throw this cat like a fucking football.
Sure thing. Give me precision. Boom! It knocks him in the face.
And the cat's got his claws out. The cat just grips onto his face.
Okay, Hexaflake starts to twirl, trying to grab the cat off. Doesn't really have arms. Let's see if you can neutralize some emotions real quick. You're gonna be rolling against the ocean.
I see.
Everybody under Isotiller screaming, that's what you're rolling against. Can you calm them down, Amy?
What am I rolling?
Precision.
Fuck.
Okay.
Not bad. Middle of the road.
All right. You grab on and you hold on. Seiko, you become intimately aware. Whatever the fuck Rolling Gold is trying to calm down up there is way too powerful of an emotion for Rolling Gold. It does not do much.
Need more cats.
It takes a little bit of the edge off.
Maybe that cat's just going to dig in. I've got a plan. They're both going to shapeshift into birds.
Murphy is going to run along the top of the airplane up over to Lucy and looking up.
Okay. God, I have no idea how I can help with this. What, you got something you can do?
The bird cats will nod in unison.
Fuck it.
He's going to take both cats. He's gonna throw him up towards Echelon.
And they're gonna take off like bats out of hell and fly straight for the lad. They glide more so than flap with that.
He's going to gather the 3 in front of him,
It's easy enough to do so.
smush them together in his hands, and it's going to form a quite radiant spin ball. We don't want to hurt them. We gotta make sure that Seiko and Murphy get out of here. My motions are too complex to start doing anything yet. Lucy is going to drive a line this way. I want to simulate all these butterflies into the spin ball.
Okay. And there was a of force behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get grabbed. The voice of Dead Ocean rolled up its hand, and a crystalline pulse will again vibrate throughout the area. A bunch of the butterflies are going to try and land on you, Lucy.
Just gonna try and catch as many as he can inside the spin ball.
I'll let you catch 3 of them, and you're able to make sure that the rest of them don't get onto your body. It looks down, eyes unemoting.
Look just like her.
It blinks. Echelon turns, not even doing anything with the cat, and a bunch of the platform, again starting to dissolve. A bunch of it just dissolves away from where Millie's body is, and drops it into the water, and it falls down.
Can one roll counterattack and try to grab it?
Yeah, you're able to quickly catch her.
I'm going to call out the last cat.
Is it slug time?
Slug
It's
time.
like
It's
time.
slug time!
The final meow.
The EP!
The final meow gun.
With all 4 rolling golds on one target, I'd like you to roll precision. I'd like you to add 4.
Yo!
They're all grabbing onto him. Again, the emotion is so immense. It's not enough to shut it down.
If I were expecting a learning point, instead of them mellowing out emotion, what if they could amplify one emotion in particular?
That sounds valid.
Emotion is what emotion?
It's a good question. What do we know about Hexaflake?
True. You've been targeting the ocean's will so far. You could target Hexaflake's emotion to try and amplify those.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe
Yeah, he has a reason to be protecting us
He
after all.
has a protective instinct against us. Maybe you could go for
determination or resolve.
Caring?
Love.
magnify his sadness.
His sadness.
His sadness.
That might do something interesting.
He's here trying to make sure that we don't become like him or die. Essentially an eternal grief, trying to make sure that we don't fall into what's happening with the devil.
I feel like if you make him too sad, he's just gonna give up.
Here's something that can drive a person. Regret can drive someone. What if we amplify his regret?
Also a fair option.
Ask you again to roll precision. Oh my god!
Nice!
Let's go, Seiko!
Can I explode cats for this?
Explode all the cats.
18, huh?
Yeah.
Echelon turns down to you and looks. Well, the cat's clawing at him. And with just a flicks out the umbrella. And all around you, birds are gonna start flying back in, covering up over you. And a bunch of his body is going to flake off and fly over above Lucy and Murphy. As it slowly turns its body towards the voice of Dead Ocean. It's 2 entities just sort of floating up in the sky. And it stares with its piercing gaze at her as it starts to rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, dragons and serpents, cavemen and magic. If you felt the rain, then you felt the pain. That's what it's all
Did they the mass
about.
exit
Listen this so I won't get caught in no drought.
I spent that last Bizarre Field point for a reason. That was to take a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So as it starts to rain, a ton of its body breaking off, and it's going to go down to 1 HP, so its form is still together. The Weatherman is able to form collaborative entities out of House of Dreams with its own simple ability. A rainstorm. Rainstorm in the Antarctic. But this rainstorm isn't a normal rainstorm. And Echelon, looking back at this thing that had controlled his mind for so very long. Rain starts to fall around the voice of Dead Ocean. And these umbrellas that it's created over you are going to protect you, as the water is going to start to wash away everything. In layman's terms, if you get caught in this rainstorm for too long, you can forget things. So Echelon's gonna resolve rush. Because he does not have a very strong ability. It's only an E power. But I'll be damned if he doesn't have a lot of bravery.
My God,
Sure? Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. The raindrops hit like heavy bullets to these things, shattering them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And Lucy, you'll watch as hairline cracks run up along the form. Friends swim back up.
Doggo!
Rolling girl growls at the ice one.
It lands down. The ice one's still struggling. It doesn't care.
God, that's true homies right there. I'll go through sulfuric acid for you, my friend.
This is probably tricky and fucking...
It would be tricky and Eric, wouldn't it?
Yeah, more than likely.
And Lucy is going to look up at this thing, and he's going to gesture a hand for him to come under the umbrella.
Ooh. He looks down at you, looks over at Hexaflake, feels the burning. There's another ringing sound, and its body folds in on itself, and it dives down into the water with a splash. Surfaces. It looks basically like the upper torso of a person if the legs were put on backwards and the body was just twisted wrong. And it swims like a... not like how you've ever seen anyone swim. Pushing itself forward basically with its arms. Grips. And then looks up at you.
Why do you listen to him?
It tilts its head.
Why are you following Bliss's orders? The special.
The butterfly comes over and lands down on its finger. And it looks up at you and it holds the butterfly there for a second. And then looks back at you and shakes its head.
So you're just acting independently.
It's gonna shrug. And a bunch of the butterflies are going to, again, fold off of it. You notice it has a bow in its hair made out of crystal.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty.
And they fly around it. And you're gonna feel a pulse again in your chest as it holds a hand out. I was gonna hop up onto the wing at this point, actually. And it holds the hand out, and it looks at you. And it seems like it wants to place the hand right at your center of mass.
You're at least a part of her. The familiar. And Lucy is going to not gesture towards himself, but he's going to extend his arms for a hug. Same way he hugs his sister. And he's going to pass that will through the butterflies. He's trying to reach the part of her that seems to be Iris. Or whatever remnants that she's mimicking.
Take steps forward. Patter, patter comes the rain. Patter, patter comes the crystal footsteps along the edge of the plane. Every step, the wing bobs up and down. And when she gets up to you, you notice it's actually rather short. Not the right height at all.
He extends a hand down to her.
He pauses, looking up, seeing the open arm, the hand. Tilts her head.
Lucy is going to extend his hand closer towards hers.
And she'll reach out and grab his. Cold, almost porcelain fingers interlacing with yours. And as you touch her, you can feel this buzz. Like her whole body is just constantly in a state of vibration.
Similar to how somebody would pick up like a younger sibling or a younger cousin to give them a hug when they come up to you. He's actually going to tug on her arm and bring her up for an actual embrace. If your crazy town, your family.
Your mind flashes. You can see Isotiller. Water rushing through the halls. Corpses floating in the rooms. Writhing vines in agony. You can hear them all. Cracked console screen. A hand reaching out from beneath the pits, pulling itself up. And then you feel something else. Anger. But not a normal anger. No, one that you maybe only could imagine. And you've felt angry before. So the fact that this is worse than what you've felt is something. It's the type of anger that builds over years. Neglect of ignorance, of isolation, ruminating on one idea until it spoils, festers, becomes the bricks and mortar of the house that you live in. The only thing you see, the only thing you smell, the only thing building up your foundation is that rancid stench of anger. And there's also another feeling there. It's tired. It's really, really tired. And your eyes open. The rain is pattering down. And you can see it vibrating slightly less. So you've picked her up, and those deep rainbow eyes are looking back at you.
It's over? Are you done? Are you done with this?
Some of the butterflies land on your back.
Would you like for it to be over?
Looks down. Looks up at you. Holds its head as if it doesn't understand what you're saying. And it reaches a finger up. Very slowly. Looking at you with those strange alien eyes. Those strangely familiar alien eyes. And places a finger on your nose. And just holds it there. And as it touches your nose, you feel those reverberations again. You can see Larry, the circle in the square, oblivious, and Slorgoose. On the other side of some sort of reflective glass, maybe. Explosions rocketing all around. You feel pain shooting through you. You feel disappointment, you feel sadness, you feel a lot all at once. And they ebb and flow, and those influences again back away. And you see her again.
What Lucy? Until we figure out what you want, come with us. Be around your family.
Wraps its arms around you, and the butterflies all over its body are going to begin to fold up and flake around. Seiko, at this moment, I'm going to let the Iron Maiden open for you to see, so you can see this happening. And they flake all around your back, they flake all around your head, hundreds of them. It's almost a flurry of rainbow light all around you.
It's no different than home.
Okay. Then Lucy, I'm gonna invoke safer mechanics. Because they're all gonna start to fold.
Okay. Lucifer Uno, why? I have to determine whether this trait is a plus or a minus right now.
Which
because,
one?
God.
Can I know?
Unforgivable sin. Encore, having seen the butterflies go down, yells, Lucy! And that snaps me out of it. Counter savior mechanics.
What do you mean, counter savior mechanics?
We're seeing who draws first.
Oh!
Lucy's going to kill her.
And she's trying to kill him. Gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to be using my spin roll, as I'm going to drill the butterflies that she has been graciously giving him into her body.
I can hype, man. Lucy, watch out!
Murph grabbing onto the side of this jet.
God damn it. Lucifer.
As he's going to grab it and grip it, and you're going to hear a groan, and he's going to take his knife, and he's going to slit across his own mouth, blood starting to draw down, and you're going to hear him yell out,
I told you, didn't I? That hope's gonna get you killed. She's not your sister.
his eyes going to go dark, a flame start to lick off of his body.
Even if she looks like it.
Alright, you're gonna get a +5. Actually, sorry, wait, hold on. A +7!
Oh shit! Oh god!
My bad, I forgot it was that good. Yeah, I'll roll first.
D6 plus 10 plus 7 plus
Because what
1d6.
I didn't tell you was that she was resolve rushing, so let's see how this goes.
By the hype man!
That Murph was incredibly important.
Murph!
Clutch Murphy.
I'm gonna
By the hype man!
So then,
By the hype man. By the hype man.
by all regards, Jared, I would like to let you describe what you do. Because the one thing that's going to happen is you're going to feel a sort of warm sensation in the back of your neck. Just this prickling kind of run up. And you feel a weight lift off of your chest. Like, well, like you're not worried anymore.
Lucy, having grabbed his spin ball, made of a multitude of butterflies condensed heavily, it spins and spins and spins, and it makes touch in the stomach area of this upper torso of a body. And it drives and it drives and it drives and it drives through until it pierces all the way through. Lucy's arm going with it, hand through the body, finishes the hug, and lets her fall into the water.
Slumps over the hug and notices all the butterflies in the air that were around her just, like, paper cranes sort of just fall, dotting the water. And the ones that were connected to your spin ball break off and fall into the water as well. Not moving, just little shards. And you can see as the rain falls down and the water washes around them. It's like salt dissolving in a cup of water. They'll just start to melt.
Lucy looks down, re-gripping the umbrella of the bird umbrella. And he looks down and he opens his hand and sees one last crazy town. Variation in color determines its own uniqueness. It's fascinating the amount of variations between them because they all form from multicolored crystals, so each one's unique in its own right. He sees the tip of the wing, his eye moves alongside it all the way down. Color seems right. This is the one his sister gave him.
As you see that, you notice in the water the entity moves its arm up, reaches its finger out as if trying to call it to it.
Lucy looks. He has the butterfly perch on his finger. He wills it to be with him as it's his own calling back home to his sister.
Crazy town lands on your finger, and you'll watch as it flaps its wings and flies up into the sky. Gently lands back down on her outstretched finger. The eyes look up at it. Bottom half of the torso, color draining. And the eyes look up at you. And the hand forms an open palm. It's going to willingly let it go back to you.
Lucy will grab it, give it its perch back on his necklace, and he's gonna stand there and watch her until he can't no more.
Behind you, you hear haggard breaths.
Lucifer. God fucking damn it, I told you. You got her.
I did. Don't think I've ever felt so empty.
And it pulls up the brim of his hat. Looks down as well.
Lucy's going to walk over to Murphy with the bird umbrella. No, Murphy. I'm glad we met. Despite everything else.
You'll notice him sort of take a breath in. The wounds in his lips seal back up. And he looks down.
Yeah, whatever.
Now, if might be remembering correctly, Seiko might be bleeding out. There's other matters to put our minds to.
You will see that the dome is folding itself back. Exaflake is drifting back down. And he will gently drop Rolling Gold in through a hole in the roof, before also melding back with the ball. And he plunks down kicks his feet into the water, looks over at the melting crystal.
Okay. She's handling herself. Hexaflake is patching her up. Sit.
Alright. He's gonna sit same way siblings are gonna go over. Murphy, you're having a friend sitting next to you.
Looks down at the water.
We got the plane up and we beat the bad guy, so why the fuck are you so glum?
Murphy, do you have any siblings?
No. Only child.
Strange. He's gonna look over at the crazy towns over dissolving in the water. See, my relationship, I've started noticing at a very young age with an Encore, is that they were never the way that I see other people treat their stands. They've never been a weapon, they've never been an extension of myself. They've always been themselves. They've always been family. We've grown bonds. We've had movie nights. We've had ups, downs, long recovery periods. We've all been sick. We've all been healthy together. I grew up with them, and my sister, Iris. Those things... Crazy town. They're technically no different to me, with my mentality with no Encore. Every single one of the hundreds upon thousands that flock our home. Each and every one of them is a sibling.
It's a sort of heavy weight on the side of the planeswing.
Siblings, huh? It's an interesting way to look at it.
Normally, Crazy Town is nigh indestructible. Its initial design by fate or Iris or however these things are initially formed within our bodies, it's still unknown. They are not supposed to die. And I believe I had just killed so many of them while looking to the eyes that reflect my sister's. What I did was correct.
Hey, no one's saying it wasn't. I'm not.
But it's like losing a sibling you never knew. Potential of forming new bonds, seeing familiar faces.
Or it's not.
Great tell.
Kind of purses his lips and looks over to you.
Like I said, or it's not. You can let it get to you, or you can just... not.
Some say that scar tissue is an additive layer protecting the spot that it was struck. I think I'm gonna let this one stay.
You sure? If you need a little help...
He kind of just pulls out his knife and flicks it once, closes it, flicks it open.
Could help you forget.
No, thank you.
Figures. Fucking masochist.
They owe you one to talk.
I didn't choose this ability. This ability chose me.
Mm-hmm. And what a sentiment to you.
Something I have to live with.
I see.
What, do you think I fucking care or something?
Well, maybe eventually. It appears to have a sentience to it. He's gonna look back at sentiment.
Sentiment seems to be twitching almost a little bit. Seems like it's kind of in a state of pain at all times is the best way to describe how it looks when it moves. And Murphy's just gonna be like,
Yeah, maybe. You got some great insight back there, buddy.
Well, sentiment and stands in general grow with their user throughout time. Num and Encore sure have, as we've grown through these past 2 decades. Who knows? Maybe eventually sentiment will turn into your own Encore.
That sounds worse than anything I'm already dealing with. Is that supposed to make me feel fucking better?
No, like teasing you.
Fuck off.
How about a partner first?
Doubt it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure he'll grow on you. He? She? Sentiment?
Sentiment stares at you. It says
Aiden?
sentiment on it. Gender, sent/ment.
That's what's a good joke.
Wow.
Well, I have hope for you. You say hope is a dead thing, but it's the first and last thing any of us ever
Stop
need.
it. Just fucking stop it. That's it. You know, that's how I'm gonna know I'm fucking dying. Is I'm gonna start hoping.
Thankfully for you, that's a very human thing.
No, thankfully for me, I don't fucking hope. That just makes me invincible.
He pulls his hands behind his back.
As long as I don't hope. You're laughing. You think I'm stupid, don't you?
No, I'm just enjoying your company.
That's a first.
A prick, you know that, right?
No shit. Tell me something I don't know.
Something you don't know is that I have hope for you to grow as well.
I could figure that out. And it's condescending as fuck. Knock it off.
No, I don't think I will.
And maybe I'll find a way to make you knock it off.
That's the spirit, Murphy. We should go check on Seiko.
He smiles.
I trust Hex and Flick, but I don't know how many of those birds have a PhD in surgery.
You know,
Never
Lucy.
mind.
As he's walking, he kind of puts his hands in his pockets and smiles.
It's a shame.
And he looks back over his shoulder, fucking shit-eating grin.
Shame that I managed to cheer you up. I guess that means I win.
Boy, son of a bitch. God, I love Murphy.
Next time, Polar Night 10.
That was probably some of the most like cinematic encounters that we've had thus far. That was crazy.
Those are fun fights.
I've been really looking forward to this shit, dude.
Everything I said I
We got the last
Looking
one.
angular fish was made
Also-
of my sister.
Yeah, it was!
Yeah.
You
Was
little
the drops today? Okay, we'll get to talking about the drops when we post the art.
Yeah, of course. So first and foremost,
Oh boy, do I want to scream at you.
Warhammer.
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 What?
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
The far distant future.
Warhammer.
So yeah, the fish turn is fucking Transformer. There is the voice of Dead Ocean hammer form.
Oh my god, and
Yeah,
if you can tell me, has this been the same, like, Dead Ocean, like, thing going around with all the mad as hells?
This one, yes. The one you fought over there
my
was a different
God.
one. So that's why I was like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
partially correct on it hiding its form, because Fish was not there. Fish is with Madisel currently.
Say Yep. It's its own individual
So
entity.
the voice of Dead Ocean is a really complicated concept that was built basically off of the idea of, okay, I wanted to draw Murphy away. Literally, that's where the idea came from. I wanted him to wander out into the storm, and I was like, why? What did he hear? And this has been building up since all the way back then, because it can transfer through, okay, crystals, right? Crystals have a certain tone at which that they vibrate and send out a really loud sound. And with those vibrations, they are able to vibrate other crystals. When those other crystals vibrate, they send the same pulsations. This is why Lucy was so fucking susceptible to the voice, because the butterfly on his chest was constantly vibrating and sending those pulses into his head.
These were used, crystals that are tuned specifically like that are used in a lot of like communication devices. I watched part of a very interesting documentary on the production of such devices. I think on Gongo. It was probably on Gongo that I saw it.
Hey, look,
It's a really interesting procedure of basically shaving down the crystals to like a hair of a width.
And so my thought with this was, what would happen if some of where butterflies never die merged together and their soul fragments happened to form an identity that was similar to Crazy Town? They accidented themselves backwards. And with all of these souls merging together, an identity that doesn't really know who it is, it just knows what its stand is, it would try and suppose what that entity would be like. So, much akin to how the devil thought he was Ancelor despite having no parts of Ancelor, the voice thought it was Iris despite having no parts of Iris.
Yeah, this is what I realized back when I was messaging you. And I put the pieces of the puzzle together. Except that in my theory, this wasn't accidental. And who knows? Who knows? Tali might just be fucking with us. It might not be accidental.
There's a lot going on with what the voice has done. But essentially, it represents the willpower of Let the Maggot Sing. It represents... I think of it like a council of arguing voices. But the entity that it formed, the one that talked to Lucifer at the end there, is separate from all of that.
And no, I guess you could put it, this is democracy manifest.
Also, I love that. That's the wave in the background.
Yeah, it is. So essentially, this has been going
waves.
around. This is the strings puller in a sense, but not a malicious strings puller. A madness, chaos, absolute mental degradation. It represents that everyone was feeling these tugs all the time. That those who heard its voice could also hear the plight of everyone beneath Yusotiller.
So good. I want Lucy to have funny little butterfly and sister. Tali going, You go in here like a puzzle piece. You go in here like a pitchfork inside Jared. But
Hey, you guys want to see a Murphy?
Please give boy.
Here's the fun. I wanted to visualize this because I've known how it looks for a while. I just wanted it to be visual because
I love him. The fan base is gonna go.
I hope Murphy is so wonderful. This guy, this motherfucker, should not have gotten this far.
Yeah.
I also gave him a stand that literally kills him, and he's still this far.
30 episodes in and still carrying our asses.
Yeah, this guy's really cool. Here, I can even show my work in progress arts of Weatherman, too, when I was trying to figure out how Echelon would translate to a fucking frostbitten.
Freaking.
He's real neat. So yeah, he does have an ability outside of making it rain, but it's not one that he ever uses. It's the one to wash away memories. And he used that to try and aid in Lucy by washing away the voice that had figured out an identity for itself and tried to erase that, so it was just a inert pile of crystal, was what he was doing there.
Oh.
I know I didn't really explain that very well in the session, but it's a little complicated, so I didn't know how to explain it in the time, and you guys didn't technically know what he was doing, so...
I picked on it. I was like, oh, so the rain was to help Lucy when he was doing the thing. Yeah.
So, no, actually. When he attacked you in the base, he was attacking you.
Oh.
He was under the voice's control.
What the fuck changed?
He took out the devil, that's what changed.
True. Fuck that guy. Damn villainous action name for me.
This is the reason why the other Frostbitten weren't attacking you anymore.
The devil
The
was
hold
out.
that was had on them was broken.
Mm-hmm.
They had a moment of clarity.
Yeah, now it's just these ones, the crystal ones. But not even these ones anymore.
I got tears that I can taste. I swear this world is trying to break me. Cause the walls are closing in and my soul is wearing thin. But you should know that I'm right here, waiting. When you're done blaming, gotta tell myself I believe in you. Doesn't matter what God you worship, cause here on earth nobody's perfect. You wanna be the hero that saves the day, but the truth is everybody makes mistakes. So when you're out here falling down and temptation is all around, put your good foot first and bust out the other side, just like a butterfly.
Living in a world where the binge is a norm and every night out is like till 6 in the morning. But I should be kicking goals, my passion's musical. So why the fuck am I back in this cubicle? Flying off rails like a train wreck, but I will not fail. So tonight I'ma pack my bags and leave the old me behind in the past I've had. Like,
I must be going crazy. I got blood across my face. I got tears that I can taste. I swear this world is trying to break me. Cause the walls are closing in and my soul is wearing thin. But you should know that I'm right here, waiting. When you're done blaming, gotta tell myself I believe in you. I must be going crazy. I got blood across my face. I got tears that I can taste. I swear this world is trying to break me. Cause the wall is closing in and my soul is wearing thin. But you should know that I'm right here, waiting. When you're done, oh, blaming, gotta tell myself I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Why?
Too big.
Ah!
You don't fit. Ah, the font to change. What the fuck is that?
I'm looking for a goblin!
Why are they?
There we go.
Oh god!
That one's thinner. That works. Roll20 gives me two options. 200 point or 100 point.